Hey lovely people, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Stitches Biz Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. Today I'm going to share with you how to make this beautiful and easy design shape beaded bag. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So to start, you cut your fish line. You make sure it's long enough, you cut it off, and we are using 0.70 mm. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. Then you pick 4 beads, fix on any side of the fish line, be it the right side or the left side. You fix all 4 beads, and then you cross with the 4th bead using the other side of the fish line. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line, then you pull it out. You have your first ring done. Then you pick 3 beads, fix one on the left side of the fish line, fix one on the right side of the fish line. So you have 1 bead on both sides of the fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead. With both fish line, you cross with the 3rd bead. You still make sure you have the ends of the fish, and then you pull it out so one side will be longer than the other. Then you're done with your 2nd ring. Then you fix 1 bead on each fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish line. You pull it out, and then you have your 3rd ring done. So you are going to continue weaving with the same method till you get 19 steps. So we need 19 steps in all, and we have it done. So this is 18. Before you get to the 19th one, on this fish line you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. So you fix 3 beads on the left fish line, then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. Then you have the fish line turned so you can weave to the other side. Still on the left fish line, you fix 3 beads, then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then you have the beads turned completely. So with the right fish line, go through the next bead, and then on the left fish line you fix 2 beads. You cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, then with the right fish line go through the next bead again. Then you weave on with the same method. So when you get to the last end, on this fish line you fix 2 beads, and then you cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line. So that is my right fish line. Then you have it in. Then on this fish line you fix 3 beads again. You cross with the 3rd bead. So on the left fish line you cross with the 3rd bead. Then with the right fish line you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads on the left fish line again. Then you cross with the 2nd bead. Then with the right fish line you go through the next bead. Then with the same method you weave to the end. So you weave to the end of this side. So we have it done, and as you can see we have 3 steps now. So you are going to continue weaving till you get 12 steps. So we have all the 12 steps done, and we have our beaded mat complete. So we are going to fold the side. So 1, 2, 3, the 3rd bead you fold it. Then with a new fish line you go through the 4th and 3rd bead, or you go through the 3rd and 4th bead. With a new fish line you pull it out. Then you have the ends of the fish line, and then you pick 2 beads, fix on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. Make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then pull it out. And then with the right fish line you go through the next bead. Then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line again, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. Then with the right fish line you go through the next bead again. You still repeat the same method 12 times. So after the 12th step, with the right fishline, go through the next 2 beads, which is the 13th and 14th bead. And then you now pick one bead, fix on any side of the fish line, then you cross with both fish lines. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads, fix on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead, you fix 2 beads on the left fish line again, you cross with the second bead using the right fish line, then you go through the next bead and still repeat the same method. Then you weave to the last but one bead, and then you complete the last part as well. So you complete both with the same method. Then after you are done, you pass your excess fish line through to secure your work. So that's what you should get after you are done. We have the base of the bag completely made now. So I made the same thing offline, the same size, the same height. So we are going to join it together. So with the new fish line, you go through the first bead on one side of the bag, you pull it out. Then on this fish line, you fix one bead, and then with that same side of the fish line where you fix the bead, you go through the first bead on the other side of the bag as well, you pull it out. So you have the beads in the middle of both sides, and then you pick another bead, another one bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then you pull it out to have equal length of it. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead, with the left fish line, go through the next bead, and then you pick one bead again, and then you cross with both fish lines, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead, with the left fish line, go through the next one bead. Then you still pick one bead, cross with both fish lines, and then you weave on with the same method. Still with the same method, as you can see, we have the sides attached like it's joining together. So we are going to continue weaving till the end of the bag. So we have it done, and as you can see, we have the sides joined together. So we have the full bag now, and with the new fish line, we're just going to add a little spice to the bag to make it nice. So with the base, we have 7 in all. We're going to divide it into 2, leaving 1 in the middle. That's where we are going to fold from. So you have 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and then with the 1 in the middle, that is exactly where we are going to start folding. So make sure you fold exactly from the middle, like the middle part should be inside like this. Then with your fish line, you go through the first bead here, you pull it out. Then on this fish line, you fix one bead. So on the upper side of the fish line, you fix one bead. Then with that same fish line, you go through this bead too, you pull it out, and then you pick another bead. So you should have it this way. Then you pick another bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line as we join the side of the bag together. So but this one is only one, so we are done with it. You need to pass your excess fish line through. We are going to repeat the same method to the other side. So you repeat the same method to this side as well. So we have it done. We have both sides of the bag clipped together. Let me put it that way. It just adds like a little shape to the bag and to make it nice. So I'm going to make a cover for the bag now, and with the new fish line, you go through the first bead here. So you go through this bead, you pull it out, and we are going to weave towards this direction. So on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. You still make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then you pull it out. to make sure one side of the fish line is no longer than the other. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. Fix 2 beads on the left fish line again. You cross with the second bead using the right fish line. Pull it out. So it's the same method as we started with. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. Fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line. Pull it out. And then with the right fish line, you still go through the next bead, and then you weave to the last but one bead. So this time when we get to the last but one bead, we are going to turn. So on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, and then you cross with the second bead using the other side of the fish line. Pull it out, and then on this fish line, you fix 3 beads. Cross with the third bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. Fix 2 beads on the left fish line. Cross with the second bead using the right fish line. Pull it out, and then you weave on. So after you are done, you can see the cover forming, and we are not done yet. We are going to continue weaving about 9 steps. Yeah, so 9 steps is okay for me. That's the length I want. So you can weave more if I'm not okay with the 9 steps I'm talking of. Yeah, so this is 9 steps for me. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the length because it covers well for me. But if it's short, feel free to add more to it. Then you just pass your excess fish line through to secure your cover. So here we go. We have our cover done, and it covers well. So we are going to make a handle for the bag, which the handle has to sit in the middle of the bag. So you count 1, 2, 3, and then in the middle bead. Then on this side, you count 7 on each side. So leaving 1 in the middle, which is the 8th bead. So it has to fall on the 2nd and 8th bead. We are starting from this side where the point is. So you go through that bead, you pull it out. So this side is the middle bead. We are going to go the other way around. So we are going to leave the 8th bead and go around the 7th bead. So on this fish line, you fix 3 beads. On the left fish line, you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Still make sure you have the ends of the fish line, so one side won't be longer than the other. Then with the right fish line, you go through the 8th bead, but rather the 7th bead. So the other side, you go through the next bead, and then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line. Cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. You pull it out. Fix 2 beads on the left fish line again. Cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then with the right fish line, go through the next 2 beads. Then you pick 1 bead. Then you cross with both sides of the fish line. And then we have our first step done. So going on this fish line, you fix 3 beads. You cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. Fix 2 beads on the left fish line. Cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you still go through the next bead. Still fix 2 beads on the left fish line. Cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, go through the next 2 beads. And then you fix 1 bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line, and then you weave on with the same method. And as you weave, you see the handle forming. So that's what you should be getting if you're on the right track. And you're going to continue weaving till it's long enough that we can join it to the other end. So I have the exact length I want, and this is 19. Yeah, this is 19 chains in all, and it's okay. I like the length of it. So you are going to fix it on this side. So on this fish line, you fix one bead, and then with that same fish line you fix it on the 9th bead. So you go through the 9th bead, which is this side, go through the 9th bead, leaving the 8th bead in the middle. You pull it out, then you pick one bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. You pull it out, then with the right fish line you go through the next bead, which is the 8th side, this bead, and then with the left fish line go through this side as well. So you have it like this, and then you pick one bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Still pull it out very tight, then with the right fish line go through the next bead, with the left fish line go through the next bead, and then you still pick one bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. And then this time with the right fish line you go through this bead 1, 2, and then with the left fish line you also go through the next 2 beads. So you should have both sides of the fish line coming out of this bead, coming out from the sides of this bead. Then you pass your excess fish lines through to secure your handle. You need to take your time to do this because the handle always carries the weight of the bag. So we have a fix now, and then we are going to attach our magnetic lock or magnetic flip or magnetic snap, I don't know how you call it. So I have a video of how to attach it, and I'll drop that below so you can watch and attach it as well. So we have it done now, and as you can see our bag is looking beautiful. You can lock your bag anytime and your things in the bag are secured and good to go. So this bag is simple and very handy, and this is just good for my wedding guests. So you should get one of this. Please give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more of my tutorials. Make sure to comment and share as well. Follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Do well to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.